Hello, my beautiful feather tribe, and welcome or welcome back to Unbound Soul Tarot. My name is Helen, and I am so thrilled to be back with another reading. I know it has been a very long time, but here we are. So hopefully you haven't forgotten about me completely. But as I said, we are back with another reading. So this time we are doing a different sort of setup as well. You can probably see if you've seen my other videos. I'm just trying something different out. So we'll see how this setup goes. But let's move straight on to the reading. So we are going to be checking in with you and seeing what is happening with you right now and what you need to know at this time. What sort of messages would best support you through whatever it is that you are experiencing or going through. And what would be the best course of action for you? Just sort of seeing what sort of advice Spirit has for you. So as you can see, we have 4 piles here. And basically you get to choose which tarot deck you want to go with. Or that's the differentiation between these piles for this specific reading. So if you feel drawn to pile number 1, then this is the tarot deck that you will be getting your messages from. This is the Unfolding Path Tarot. The Unfolding Path Tarot is for pile number 1. For pile number 2, we have the Antique Anatomy Tarot deck. And this is what this one looks like. For pile number 3, we have the Nightmare Before Christmas Tarot deck. And finally, for pile number 4, we have the This Might Hurt Tarot deck. Sorry, it's a bit glossy, so might not be able to see it that well, but there we go. So those are the 4 piles that you get to choose from. If you feel drawn to more than one pile, that is absolutely fine. You can watch as many as you like, but just remember that this is a general reading. And generally, it tends to be the case that the one pile that you feel sort of drawn to the most will have the most relevant messages to you. And there may be some tidbits in other piles as well, but generally one pile will resonate the most. But as I said, feel free to watch as many as you like. And as I said already, it is a general reading, so please bear in mind that not all of the messages are going to resonate. If they do, that's great. But if they don't, that's absolutely fine too. It may just be that these messages are aimed towards someone else who needs them more at this time. So yeah, just see which resonates and which messages don't, and don't try and force anything to fit, as always with these general type readings. So yeah, that's what we are going to be looking at today. So I'll leave you here to choose for a second, and whenever you feel ready, you can pause the video if you need some more time. But whenever you're ready, you can go down to the description box down below or the comment section, and you will find the timestamp that you need over there. So without further ado, let's jump into the readings. Hello, pile number 1. You guys chose the sorry, I can never get it out properly. The Unfolding Path Tarot. And we will get to the tarot portion in a bit, but first we will jump into the oracle cards that I have already prepared. And these oracle cards are going to be showing us the messages about what sort of energy you're currently in, what you are experiencing inside, and what you are experiencing outside of you. So we will have a sort of a double insight, if you can say it that way. So yeah, let's see what we can find out, and hopefully through these messages you will be able to see whether this pile is actually for you or not. Okay, so let's see what we have first. Okay, we have Frog Spirit, Clear Out the Clutter. We also have Deer with trust. Approach the situation with a light heart. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna try and show you the cards as well, so you know you'll be able to see them better. You also got this. Okay. So the next card we have is the Cayman and Poppy with Dreams. Actually, let me turn that down a bit. Maybe it'll be easier to see that way. Okay. So the next card out, the Vengeance, overcoming slight, a choice. So this is the fourth card, sorry. Okay, let's move on. We have the Ladybug and Sweet Pea with Happiness. We also have Field Mouse, Success, believe in yourself and dare to dream big. We have a lot of animal energy, as you can see. And finally, we have Wolf Spirit with turn knowledge into wisdom. Okay, so these cards are depicting your current energy, and I'm just going to sit with them for a little bit and see what I am feeling. Okay, so pile number one. The way that these cards are sort of situated, or the way that they are representing energies, is that on the left-hand side, we have the energy that is happening inside of you. And on the right-hand side, we have the energy that is outside of you. And the center card here is depicting the overall theme of what you are currently going through, experiencing, all that type of stuff. So based on these cards, I get the sense that something has happened that has sort of struck a nerve in you, or that has touched a sore spot. And it seems to be something that on the inside you are still very much carrying with you, that you haven't fully processed, that you haven't been able to let go. And it's like something that is sort of brooding or simmering somewhere. But on the outside, it seems like you are not letting it show at all. Now we have all of these cards here about happiness and success and turning knowledge into wisdom. So it's almost like this ascension thing, or stepping up and developing in some way. So I kind of get the sense that it could be like career related, or the slight or the situation has happened in some sort of like power dynamic. It doesn't have to be specifically in career or in your job field, but that's just sort of the first thing that came to me, so take it as it resonates. But there is clearly a power dynamic here, and whatever the situation is that occurred between you and someone else, it seems to be sort of weighing on you a bit, and it seems to be sort of weighing down on your own like self-image or self-confidence. And that's really the main issue here, because I feel like on the outside, even though it doesn't seem to be affecting the way that you are performing, it doesn't seem to be affecting that too much. But on the inside, I can see that it's taking up space, and it's not allowing you to sort of be your fullest, most fulfilled, most happy and content version of you. Now, with the card of dreams, I do feel almost, for some reason, it's like, I almost get this energy of like illusion or something. I know it says the word dreams, but I'm also feeling the energy of like a fantasy or something that you have construed or made up in your mind, and that is not necessarily happening in reality. It's like you may have perceived some things in a way that they weren't meant to be perceived, or that the things weren't maybe intended in that way that you are sort of making them seem in your own mind, if that makes sense. It feels like this heaviness could be very easily removed and worked through or moved past, but it has to be a decision that you make, right? We have this card of choice as the center card here, so it has to come from you. But whatever this situation was, I feel like it really struck a painful spot, or something, something got really triggered in you. And it is something that could possibly teach you a lot, or there is a possibility to learn a lot and to grow a lot from this. But I can see that it's not the easiest thing to do. And I also get the sense that it may be something that has already happened before several times, or you may have been in a similar situation before several times. And so that's why it's sort of touching on this sore spot in you. That's why it's maybe hitting so hard, even though in reality, as I said, it possibly could have been not such a big thing, or it may not have been intended in such a strong way. But I feel like this whole situation has come about so that you could sort of release it and set it free, and work through this painful spot. And again, I'm kind of getting stuck on this, oh my God, what's it called? Anchor? Is that the one? I think so. Sorry, I just completely blanked there. But yeah, I'm kind of getting stuck on this, and it does feel like whatever this sore spot is, or whatever this hurt that you have been carrying with you that has been sort of reactivated in this situation, whatever this is, it's something that you have been carrying with you for far too long. And now the reason why the situation has sort of surfaced again or come around again is so that you could actually let it go, and sort of clear up the space, right? As this card says here, clear out the clutter. So it's something that doesn't need to be with you anymore. And now is the best time to actually sort of sort this whole thing out and work through the feelings. Because again, remember, we have this wolf spirit here too, with turn knowledge into wisdom. So again, it's most likely something that in theory you have already sort of understood, or it makes sense to you, but the sort of the trigger is still very much active. And that's the reason why this is, something that has come around again. So that's the energy that I'm feeling here, pile number one. Hopefully it resonated, hopefully. But we are going to move on to the tarot portion now to get a better sense of what it is that is actually happening and what you need to know about the situation. So we're going to look at 3 separate sort of little piles, and the first one is going to show us doubts that are holding you back or that are slowing down your progress. We're then going to see where you are being supported, and finally we are going to see what is the best course of action for you right now. So let's see what sort of doubts are slowing down your progress at this time. Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. That's the first card out. We're just going to get all the cards out and then we'll delve into them. Okay, wow, that's quite a lot, but we'll take them. Okay, we have the 6 of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles. Okay. Yeah, so these cards are definitely making me feel like this is some sort of a work or career situation or scenario where this sort of situation or confrontation or slight or whatever could have happened. We have Strength at the bottom there, but okay, let's move on to where you are being supported. Okay. So we have the 6 of Swords in reverse, yeah, and the King of Swords in reverse. Okay. And the bottom of the deck is the 7 of Swords. Okay, so all Swords energy here. And finally, let's see what is the best course of action for you. What is the best course of action for pile number 1 in this situation? Okay, thank you. We have the 8 of Wands and we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, and the bottom of the deck is the Sun card. So that's beautiful. Okay, let's leave it over here. And so let us work through all of these cards first. Okay, so first let's look at the cards which are depicting the doubts that are slowing your progress. So the first card out that you got is the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is usually a card of change, and it can bring about like positive sort of serendipity or just luck being on your side when it comes out upright. We also have the 6 of Wands here too, which is generally a card of success and recognition and people sort of noticing and acknowledging you for what you have done. And so both of those cards are actually really, really positive. But the fact that they're coming out as doubts is sort of making me feel like you may be doubting your sort of ability to achieve things on your own, or like there's almost this feeling of doubting your own value and seeing it more as like, oh, I was just lucky, or, you know, I was just in the right place at the right time, or, you know, this and that person like really helped me. And I get that especially with the 3 of Coins here, which is, you know, usually the card of collaboration and just working together with people. And we also got the Knight of Coins here too, which is very much a sort of a humble energy and, you know, just being diligent, working very hard, putting in a lot of effort, but maybe not, you know, praising themselves too much about it. So all in all, from all of these cards here, I get the sense that you could be downplaying your own value, your own skills, and your own talents, and sort of trying to rationalize it for yourself and for everything that you have worked very hard for. Just trying to rationalize it by, you know, other things being a major factor in it or other things playing into it. But I feel like in reality, you are just not backing yourself enough. And it could also be the reason why this like situation, whatever this power dynamic was that took place, you know, that hit you so hard. I feel like the reason why it got under your skin so much is because it was sort of pushing down on that, like some sort of insecurity in you. And I'm not trying to like call you out or anything, because we all have insecurities. That's a very human thing to do, right? So there's nothing wrong with having certain aspects of yourself that you don't necessarily believe in as much as maybe you should, right? Again, it's a human thing. We all do it. But that really seems to be the place that was triggered the most. And that's the thing. I feel like you are not seeing the value that you bring into certain dynamics, certain relationships, and certain situations. And because of that undervaluing yourself thing, it's easy to get into the place where, you know, other people's words can really sort of instill doubt in you as well, and really press down on those places where you don't feel so sure of yourself. But I feel like in truth, with all of these really, really amazing cards, I feel like you have so much to offer, and you are a very valuable asset in whatever it is that you do, in any sort of dynamic or any team or collaborative effort. So I feel like you just need to sort of start backing yourself more, and affirming your own positive traits and everything that you do offer and everything that you do bring to the table, because it is a lot. And definitely the success that you have gathered and the positive effects that you have seen in your career, or you know, again, whichever way this power dynamic or this situation that has played out for you has come about, you do definitely have seen the success because you deserve it, because you have worked hard, because, you know, it's just the fruits of your labor. So yeah, that's the main issue that is sort of holding down your progress here. But now, looking at what is supporting you, it's interesting that we are getting all swords cards, and they are all coming out in reverse. So the first card out we got is the Six of Swords in reverse, and the King of Swords in reverse as well. Okay, so now I had to sort of sit with these cards for a bit. But the energy that I'm getting here is that the thing that is actually helping you out in this situation is the fact that you are not brushing things under the carpet. Because the Six of Swords is the energy of, you know, moving on, leaving difficult situations behind, and seeking some sort of refuge or something, you know, calmer, more sort of pleasant, and you know, where things are more in flow and things are more easy. So I feel like the positive thing here is that you are not doing that. You are not running away from whatever this painful thing is, and you are actually having the courage to confront it, to not just overlook it and try to dismiss it and move on. Because otherwise, you know, that would just be sort of prolonging the whole thing and making the whole situation come around again sometime in the future, right? Because there is clearly a lesson for you to take away from this, and a very important sort of chapter of growth, or something that can transform you and, you know, push you to the next level. But at the same time, I'm not actually feeling an energy of wanting to get the other person back in like a malicious or ill-intended way. I don't get that either. And so I feel like that's why both of these cards are here. And if you remember, we had the Seven of Swords as the underlying energy here as well, at the bottom of the deck, which was in reverse too. So there isn't that like manipulative energy here at all. Even though the King of Swords is in reverse, I'm not really getting that sort of malicious energy from it at all. So again, I feel like the reason why this King of Swords is coming out in reverse, you know, because otherwise that's how he would look like normally. But I feel like the reason why this is coming out in reverse is because you are not just, you know, trying to focus on the big picture and, as I said, just move on, right? Brush something away or try to like minimize it. Because I feel like deep down, you know, you have the necessary understanding, you have the information that, you know, it's best dealt with right now, rather than like bringing it with you and carrying it forward and just sort of hoping that it goes away on its own. And that's why we had all of these swords cards here, right? Because as I said, like the information, the knowledge, the understanding is there. It just takes sort of the courage to face those things and to really go through the emotions and let them surface and see what they truly are, what is behind those emotions, what actually struck that nerve so hard. And I feel like the fact that you know that is what is actually helping you, even though this is not easy, right? That's why the Six of Swords is coming out in reverse here. This is not just, you know, moving things along and trying to forget about it and hoping that things just sort of ease out on their own. This is sort of doing it the hard way, but in the long-term perspective, it's actually a lot better for you. It's a lot more beneficial. So that's that over here. And then finally, we have the Eight of Wands, right? And the Ace of Cups as your best course of action here. Sorry, the camera stopped filming for a while, so I had to pause. But so we have the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Cups as your best course of action here. And I mean, clearly these cards sort of speak for themselves, and this is very much about, you know, focusing on like forgiveness and open heart space, and just sort of finding that place of forgiveness, which I know is sometimes easier said than done, but it's something that would help you move through this situation a lot quicker. But obviously it is up to you, right? Like no one can say that you need to forgive and move on. Everything happens in your own space, in your own time frame, and it's completely up to you. But I do feel an energy of like focusing on, again, lightheartedness, right? As this card said here too, with this deer energy. Approaching the situation with a light heart. This is what this card said. So yeah, I do feel like finding that sort of soft spot in you is something, you know, finding that understanding and finding that forgiveness is something that would help you sort of speed this process along. But at the same time, as I was saying as well, because the Ace of Cups is really about pure emotion and feeling and being very much in touch with your heart space and allowing that sort of vulnerability to happen, allowing that emotion to overflow and just being in it, not trying to, you know, bypass the emotions in any way. Really just embracing the feelings that you are going through. And with the Eight of Wands as well, I feel like this is what is going to speed up this process as well. Just sort of, as I said, going with the flow, just being in your emotions and keeping that sort of as your focus at this time to work through the issues that have arisen in you. And that is really what is going to get you to the other side of the situation in the most sort of, in the quickest way. Let's just say it like that. So yeah, I feel like that's pretty much it. There is like no need to drag this out. The only thing really is like the underlying energy, which is the Sun card, right? The Sun card is the most positive card in the deck. And so I feel like this is something that could really bring you a lot of happiness and a lot of fulfillment and a lot of satisfaction if you were to work through this sort of soul spot and really like get it sorted once and for all. It would do you a whole lot of good. So I feel like that's why these cards are out here today as well. But before we close the reading out, I do want to pull a few oracle cards for you as well. So let's see what oracle card messages we can get for you. Okay, that was very quick. So the first card out is, you can radically change your results by shifting your beliefs. What belief is limiting you? There we go. So hopefully you can see that okay. So that is the first card out. And let's see what else we can get. Can we get one more for pile number 1, please? Can we get one more message? Okay, you got 2. Okay. So we have, oneness is the way. How can you show more compassion and acceptance toward those you don't understand? Oh my God, this is perfect. This is actually perfect. Because usually in conflicts, you know, we do find it difficult to sort of see past our own emotions that surface and our own reaction. And it's hard to sort of put yourself in the other person's shoes, who maybe, you know, who did the hurting or who, you know, who caused the slight to happen in the first place. It can be difficult to do that, but at the same time, I feel like it is very, very wholesome to remember that, you know, everything is always done for a reason. There is always a reason behind everything, every word, every action, even if people are not necessarily aware of them. But there is always a reason, and we never know what is happening inside someone else, the reality that they are dealing with. And I know that it's necessarily no excuse for someone, you know, treating you badly or putting you down in any way, but I just feel like this card is actually really a really sort of spot on a message here, again, to sort of open up that heart space. And we have, finally, to receive, you must release. What can you let go of? What do you want to receive? Yeah, exactly. So here is another card of needing to let stuff go, right? So that you could open up your emotional space. There would become this like vacancy or room for, you know, better things to come in. Because otherwise this emotion, this hurt is just blocking your heart unnecessarily. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Midas touch. Things are working out in your favor. In what ways are you abundant right now? Yeah, see? So all of the energy of success and luck being on your side is definitely here. Okay. And let's get some last sort of affirmative messages as well. Can we get some final cards for pile number 1, please? Oh, okay. First, we have gratitude again. So, yeah, I feel like Spirit is definitely trying to press on the whole, you know, finding that compassion, finding that love in your heart. And we have feed your artist. Okay, so this is actually a really good piece of advice. So this might be a good opportunity to use that energy, use that emotion to create something, you know, to to pour it into a creative outlet of some kind. Let's see if we can get one more. No, perfect. Okay. And we have Creator Earth. So this is basically just the earth element coming through here. Yeah, so this is the practicality aspect, or the practical aspect. And at the bottom of the deck we have Creator Fire. So you also got the fire element coming out. Hopefully you can see it okay. So, yeah, I do feel like there is a lot for you to process, and there's a lot for you to sort of think about, work through as well. But I feel like sitting in that emotional space and really seeing behind the emotion, seeing behind the reaction, and sort of trying to work through your feelings, work through that trigger, is something that could really, really help you, as I said, ascend to the next level, right? And possibly you can use the situation, or, you know, do something, as I said, creative with it, actually, you know, make something materially, you know, whether that's a book, whether that's a podcast, whether that's a painting or writing a song or whatever, however you want to express yourself creatively. I feel like this would be something that could really fuel that, and possibly something that would resonate with other people too, and help other people who may have difficulty facing that same sort of trigger or issue within them as well. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna leave it here, pile number one. I do truly hope that something resonated for you. I know I have been out of the game for a very long time now, and it's clearly affecting me, but I'm trying to get back into it. So yeah, I do hope that this reading gave you something useful, and if it did, I would very much appreciate it if you let me know by leaving me a comment or by giving me a thumbs up. That would really, really mean so much to me. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done that already, and if you would like me to keep doing these sorts of readings. So yeah. Oh, and let me know how you like the new setup as well. So if I don't see you in any of the other piles, please take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you very, very soon. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 2. You guys chose the Antique Anatomy Tarot, which we are going to be getting into in a bit, but we are first going to look at some of these oracle cards to get a sense of what is going on with you right now, what sort of energy you are dealing with. The way that I have sort of set this whole thing up is that on the left-hand side, we are first going to look at the energy that is going on inside of you. And on the right-hand side, we are going to be looking at the energy that is happening outside of you. And then the center card is going to tell us all about the general theme of the energy that you are currently experiencing. So hopefully that'll give us a very good sort of general overview of what we are dealing with here. And then we can get into the tarot messages to get sort of more input and more advice as well. But yeah, this oracle card part hopefully is going to give you a pretty good indication whether this is your pile or not. So, you know, you can see whether anything resonates, but let's get into it. So the first card out is Wombat Spirit, Be at Home. Oh, sorry. Still getting used to the whole new setup thing. So there you go. That's card number 1. We also have Hair with Strength. Take time to make clear decisions, bring awareness and light to the situation. Okay. There we go. And we have the Lizard and Pitcher Plant, Stagnation. Okay. Now the center card is the Queen with Determination and Sacrifice. Hopefully you can see it okay. It's very reflective, this card. And now moving on, we have the Trout and Lily of the Valley with Purification. There we go. We also have Dragon with Gaia's Gateway, Access Earth's Inner Wisdom. And finally, we have Wasp Spirit with Sometimes Life Stings. Okay, so I'm just going to take a few seconds here to feel through the energy of these cards, and then we'll get into what I'm sensing here. So pile number 2. The energy that I'm getting here, especially with the center card, is that you have taken on this role of being the sort of support system, or being the strong one that everyone else can rely on, and just being there for everybody else, almost feeling like it's your duty, like, you know, you are duty bound to take care of other people, take care of the people that you love, and make sure that their needs and interests are taken care of first and foremost, which of course is a very noble thing to do. But at the same time, I feel like you have maybe somewhat neglected your own needs in the process. Because when I'm looking at these left-hand side cards, I can see, you know, Wombat Spirit be at home, and the Strength card here, and the Stagnation card here as well. And it all seems very, like, how should I say? It just gives me the feeling like whatever is happening inside of you, whatever you are feeling, whatever sort of thoughts and worries may be surfacing for you, it's almost like you don't have the time to deal with them. You don't have the energetic capacity to deal with them. They don't seem to be a priority, and that's why things are sort of staying the way that they are for the time being. And you may be just like putting on a brave face and not really wanting to look at anything that is happening inside of you, because you just don't have the time and you don't have the energy, because everything is being sort of taken up with things happening outside of you. And I do feel like it could be quite a turbulent time, and for some reason I feel like I'm getting more so the sense that these things happening around you are happening to people close to you, or people that you care about, and not possibly necessarily as much to you personally. And I'm not really sure why I feel that way, but I don't know, I just do. And so, and I'm not saying that your life is like all roses and lilies and everything is like, you know, rainbows and butterflies, but I just feel like even when things are sort of not as good as they could be for you, you maybe don't even have that much time to acknowledge it, or to deal with the issues that you are personally sort of faced with, because again, with the stuff that is happening to people around you. And I do feel like it's not the easiest things either, because we have this wasp spirit here, and it's giving a very clear indication that you know, your loved ones, the people who you are supporting could be going through a bit of a rough patch, and so I feel like with this purification card and with this dragon spirit card, it's like you are the person who is trying to resolve those issues for them, who is trying to help them through whatever it is that they are going through, and sort of be the the guiding light for the people who are actually, you know, in these tough situations. And don't get me wrong, I feel like you are doing it, you know, admirably. You are doing it very, very well. It's something that clearly comes naturally to you, because again, we have this queen, the queen energy. So it's given me the indication that you are someone who very naturally takes up the leadership position, or takes up the role of the sort of the supporter, or the person who takes on stuff, who makes the difficult decisions, who is responsible for things, or who takes accountability for their actions and in difficult situations. So I feel like it's something that just sort of naturally comes to you, and because it's such an organic thing, you may not even notice when you get into a position like this. And you know, when you are sort of doing it, what's the word in English? When you're sort of doing it, or in a self-defeating way, or in a way that is taking energy and taking resources away from you, right? So it is this like self-sacrificial energy in a way that I'm feeling. And because you are so strong and you are so composed, and because you do have so much to give to other people, it's just difficult for you to sort of notice the right moment when things may be sort of becoming too difficult for you to bear. And there is this like sort of burning out thing. I feel like for you, the moment when you do realize that, okay, I need to sort of take a breather, I need to take a step back, I need to take care of myself for a bit, I feel like that only happens when you reach that burnout point, and not before. And so it's this sort of predicament that I feel like you are in. But anyway, that's what I'm feeling. So if this resonates for you in any way, then make sure to keep on watching, because we're going to be looking at the tarot cards now. And first we are going to see what sort of doubts are slowing down your progress, what is actually supporting you, or what are the things that are aiding your progress. And then finally, we're going to see what is the best course of action for you in this situation. So let's first start with the doubts. What sort of doubts are slowing you down, or slowing down your journey? What are the doubts that are slowing down pile number 2's journey? Okay, these cards just flipped over themselves. So clearly, this is a very important message. We have the King of Swords coming out in reverse, and we have the 8 of Wands coming out in reverse as well. Okay, let's see what the underlying energy is. Okay, the 10 of Wands. I'm just going to show you. So the 10 of Wands is the underlying energy, and not surprised at all. Okay. I'm just going to leave it here. I feel like I don't even need any more cards. So let's move on to what is supporting you, or what is aiding your progress at this. Okay, no. What is aiding your progress at this time? Wasn't feeling those cards. Thank you. Okay, we have the 10 of Cups, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, and the Queen of Swords. Okay, that's interesting. So we're getting the counterparts here. And yeah, I would have been very surprised if we didn't get any queens in this tarot portion, because clearly the queen energy is here as the central theme. So yeah. Not surprised that that's there. Oh, actually, that's the order that they came out in. Okay, let's see what the underlying energy is. We have the Five of Cups. Okay. And finally, let's see the best course of action for you. What is the best course of action for pile number 2 in this situation? Okay. We have the Two of Swords. Can I get one more, please? Can I get one more card for the best course of action for pile number 2? What is the best course of action for pile number 2? What is the best course of action for pile number 2? Okay. Not surprised. Just as I was thinking about the Two of Swords energy, we have the Hanged Man. So, yeah, there you go. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands. Or the Queen of Rods, as it is in this deck. So we have blades and rods and elixirs. But, you know, just to make it more easy to understand, I'm just going to call them by the sort of standard names in tarot. Okay, so let's get right into it, shall we? So let's first talk about the doubts, okay? The doubts that are slowing down your progress. So we have the King of Swords, right? Which came out in reverse. Here's the King of Swords, and we have the Eight of Wands in reverse as well. Okay, so I get the sense that you may be underestimating other people's ability to actually take care of their own stuff. And I feel it the strongest with the King of Swords energy in reverse, because it feels like you are so convinced of something, or even if it's not like, it might not even be something that you do consciously, but I feel like there is a subconscious or unconscious sort of feeling that you have to take care of stuff. Because if you don't take care of stuff, then who is going to take care of stuff? And so I feel like you have, again, taken on this like leadership role or authority role almost by yourself, willingly, because yeah, there is this like belief that you are the only one who can do this. You are the only one who can solve these issues and really you know, take care of things the way that they need to be taken care of. And the fact that the King of Swords is coming out in reverse is telling me that that notion that you have, or that understanding, is not necessarily true. That you may be looking at a distorted, or you may be looking through a distorted lens. And I don't want this to sound, you know, like there was something wrong with you, like you were doing something wrong. I just feel like it's an unconscious thing. I feel like the reason why these cards are coming out in reverse is because you are not actually aware of it. That's the sort of belief point that you are operating from. And as I said, I feel like you are doing it in good conscience. You are, the intentions are like the best of the best here. You are trying to do what's right for the people that you love. You are trying to take care of them. You are trying to, you know, you only want the best for them. So this is coming from a very, very good place, but it's just not necessarily true. And I feel like if you don't actually give the opportunity to your loved ones to take care of their own issues and try and resolve whatever is happening for them and try and work their own way out of the situations that they are in, you won't actually see the proof that they are capable of doing that, and you don't have to take care of everything. And so I feel like that's why this Eight of Wands is in reverse here too, is because it's like you don't believe that things can work out if you don't, you know, do them yourself, or if you are not the one who is responsible for doing those things. And that's really the thing that is like slowing you down, Because again, remember, we had the Ten of Wands as the underlying energy, and the Ten of Wands is the energy of being so bogged down, of being so overwhelmed and having to carry such a heavy load that you are actually, you know, you are draining yourself, and it's not necessary. And I feel like that draining energy, which is leaving so little resources for you to deal with your own stuff, is actually the main culprit here. It's the main thing that is slowing you down. And so, you know, you could be progressing on your own journey a lot more and seeing the results that you want to see for yourself a lot more. But it just needs, you know, it needs that extra resource from you. And so I hope that it's all making sense. I don't know how well I am articulating all of these messages, but hopefully you are getting what I mean. So that's the doubts portion. That's what's sort of, you know, complicating things for you. But let's now look at what is actually supporting you or helping you. So we have the Ten of Cups, or the Ten of Elixirs as it is in this deck. We also have the Knight of Cups, which came out in reverse. There we go. And finally, we have the Queen of Blades, or the Queen of Swords. Okay. So now I feel like what is actually helping you is that it seems like you are not acting from a place of delusion. I feel like you are very much aware of how much you are doing and carrying the load for other people. That's why this Queen of Swords is here, because it's like you are doing all of these things not because, you know, you are not seeing things clearly, or because you are deluded in some way. I mean, we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, and when the Knight of Cups is upright, it can come off as a sort of energy of, you know, being maybe a bit naive or being stuck in some sort of fantasy, you know, creating a beautiful fairy tale in your head and maybe being driven by that instead of reality. But if it's coming out in reverse, that's telling me that you're not doing that, especially because it came out with the Queen of Swords, who is like, you know, the most perceptive out of all of the queens. She sees the truth. She sees what's actually happening. And so I feel like the reason why you were doing this is because of this, right? We have the Ten of Cups here. So this is that pure emotional connection, you know, this is that like bliss, this is that unconditional love. And this can indicate, you know, like a family type energy, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It just seems to indicate that, you know, you are doing all of these things because you truly care about these people and because they truly mean so much to you. And I feel like they are actually showing you gratitude back. You are getting some sort of emotional fulfillment as a result of, you know, taking care of them. So it's not like this one-sided thing where you are just like putting all of your energy into it and not getting anything in return, or where, you know, someone is taking advantage of you. I mean, you have the Queen of Swords here, and whenever the Queen of Swords is present and upright, no one can take advantage of you. So that's not what is happening, okay? You are fully in control of the situation and you are fully aware of what it is you're doing. Again, you may not be completely aware of like the deeper motivation behind it, right? Which may be, as I said, slightly like warped, but your actions are very much conscious, sorry. And again, you are very clear on the sort of gratitude and appreciation that you receive from your loved ones, and it's clearly making you feel good and making you feel appreciated and loved and cherished. And that's an amazing thing to feel. So I feel like that's the aspect of the situation that is actually supporting you or helping you, that you do have this emotional support present. But having said all of that, right, when we get to the best course of action for you, we actually have 2 cards of slowing down and just taking some time out. We have the 2 of Swords, which came out upright, and we have the Hanged Man. So both of these cards are very much talking about just sort of taking yourself out of the equation and putting yourself in a space of like, okay, it's time out. I'm not available. I'm not there for you to, handle your stuff for you. I need to take some time out for myself. I need to remove myself from the situation and just sort of, digest the whole thing and just be in stillness for a while. And just sort of take a slight break from whatever is happening so that I could make sense of some stuff for myself, because we do have the Swords energy here. So clearly there is something that you need to think through. There is something that you need to comprehend or understand or make sense of for yourself. And with the Hanged Man as well, the Hanged Man energy is all about receiving that illumination, receiving that sense of like understanding and getting that like clarity or getting that aha moment of like, okay, I know what I need to do now, so this is all about sort of slowing down and stopping being, stopping the action part so that you could actually receive instructions on what you need to do next or where you need to go next. And again, we have the underlying energy of the Queen of Wands, right? So clearly there is some passion in you. Clearly there is something in you, this fire, this spark, this motivation or drive, which is actually, ushering you or trying to usher you towards things that you want to achieve for yourself, that you want to reach, the milestones that you want to get to in your life. But I feel like they are all on hold because, again, as we went over it, in the beginning, there just hasn't been that time or the energy for you to actually focus on that. So yeah, I feel like it's time to focus on it, pile number 2. I feel like it's time to put yourself first for a bit. And it doesn't mean that you need to, stop communicating or stop paying attention to your loved ones and to all of the people around you. It doesn't mean that. You can still be there, you can still offer your support, but it doesn't have to mean that you are, taking on their responsibilities yourself, or that you are trying to solve everything for them, right? You can be there in an emotional capacity without actually taking on their burdens yourself. Okay? So, yeah, this seems to be an energy of you needing to really, really put more focus on yourself. But let's get some oracle card messages too for you, pile 2. That sounded strange. So let's see what else we can get from Spirit. What sort of advice do you have? Okay, that is so interesting because we got that card, and I have shuffled this deck quite thoroughly before I got into this pile's reading. So it's just interesting. But anyway, we have, you can radically change your results by shifting your beliefs. What belief is limiting you? Exactly. It's exactly that. This is the energy, right? This is that belief that we were talking about. That thing that is, that you were doubting, or that is causing you to, put way too much energy into solving other people's stuff, right? So what belief is limiting you? I feel like this is such an apt oracle card message. Okay, let's see if we can get one more. Okay, yes, that clearly wanted to come out. Okay, we have rise above it. It's not yours to carry. You are an empath. How can you detach from the drama? Okay, I could not, this is the perfect card to get, I feel, in this situation, and I don't even need to say anything else. So, yeah. I feel like this card is just saying it all. Okay, and let's see what the underlying energy is. Okay, we have the same card as well that we had in the previous pile. To receive, you must release. What can you let go of? What do you want to receive? Okay. Again, so I feel like it's taking us back to that 10 of Wands energy, carrying other people's stuff for them, right? Okay, and let's get some last oracle card messages, just some affirmations. Can we get some last oracle card messages for pile number 2? What sort of support do they need right now? For pile 2. Okay, we have, oh, interesting. We have fierce serenity, and we have the lion, which is actually based on the strength card in tarot, and it landed on the hare, which has the keyword strength on it. So it's interesting as well that it came out in reverse. It landed like this, upside down. And so again, I feel like it's sort of almost saying that, you know, you don't have to put on this brave face constantly for everyone else and neglecting what your body and what your emotions are telling you. I'm gonna keep it upright, but you know, just I feel like it's kind of interesting that we got that card in reverse there. And can I get a couple more? Can I get a few more for pile number 2, please? What sort of support do they need at this time? Okay. Ooh. We have collaboration of souls with number 6. So this is actually based on the Lovers card, I think. Anyway. Yeah, so again, I feel like, you know, it's okay to need other people too, you know, and it's great that they, you know, that they are showing you support and that they are showing you gratitude. They are showing you gratitude, and that's amazing. But it's okay to, you know, need someone else to be the strong one for a change. Okay, it's absolutely okay. Can we get one last message? Oh, okay, we got 2. So we have change maker, make waves. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. They're very, very bright, these cards. And we have rise. Yeah, so I feel like the fact that these cards came out together is kind of a good indication that it's time to, you know, make the change and start focusing more on yourself. We also have fill your cup with sacred giggles at the bottom here. So, yeah, so yeah, I guess all of these cards are just sort of saying the same thing. So I feel like it's no, you know, there's no point in going over them 100 times. But it's time to focus on you, pile number 2, and just do what makes you feel good and trying to lighten the load a bit, okay? Because I feel like there are some amazing things that wait to, you know, to be born or created, and it would be a real pity if, you know, if they weren't created just because, you know, there was no energy or no time for them. So that's it, pile number 2. Thank you so much for watching. This was your reading. I do hope that something resonated for you and that you got something useful or helpful from this. And if you did, I would really appreciate it if you could give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment down in the comment section and just let me know, you know, what you thought, how this all spoke to you. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you would like me to keep doing these readings. That would mean so much to me as well. But yeah, that's it. If I don't see you in any of the other piles, please take care of yourselves. And I hope to see you very soon in one of my next readings. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 3. So you chose the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck, and we will be getting into this deck shortly, so don't you worry. But we're first going to start off with some oracle cards so that we could get a better understanding of what is going on with you right now. And the way that this is going to go is we're first going to look at what is happening inside of you, what is happening outside of you, and the center card is going to show us what is the general theme of the energy that you are currently experiencing. So hopefully you will be able to determine quite easily based on that sort of general energy of whether this is your pile or not. But let's get into it. So first we have Scarab Beetle Spirit, magic works through you. Okay. We also have Llama with soul growth. Growth is never easy. Have faith and trust in the journey. Sorry, let me try and turn this down again because I feel like it's just, yeah, it's probably easier to read this way. Okay. Next we have the Sheep and Blackberry with Devotion. And the central theme is the Assassin with ruthlessness and conviction. Okay. And now the energy outside of you, we have the Beaver and Birch with Home. We also have Monkey with Inner Child. Don't take life too seriously. And finally, we have Bee Spirit with Sweet Results Await. Okay. So I am going to sit with your cards for a bit, and then we will talk about the energy here. Okay, so pile number 3. I'm actually getting a very interesting energy from your cards, and the energy that I'm getting is that I feel like your inner sort of landscape is very much being reflected on your like outside world or your external circumstances. And it's very strange because for the other piles, I felt a very clear distinction between the inner world and the outer world. But with you, it's almost like there is like a mirroring going on here. And it all seems to revolve around some sort of inner transformation or sort of letting go of some very like strongly held beliefs or principles, something that you seem to have been working from for a very long time. Like there is a certain perspective or maybe several perspectives that you have held up to this point, and now for some reason you are being forced to let go of that perspective or to change that in some way. So I feel like there may not be necessarily like that much happening around you physically, but there seems to be something that is just pushing you to start seeing things in a different way, or expanding your mindset, seeing things from a whole new vantage point. And we have this soul growth here, and this magic works through you. And And I honestly feel, especially because of this, like this central card here as well, which is probably like the most, not sinister, but you know, it's the most serious of all of the cards here that we have. And it's making me feel like this is not something that's easy, you know. I feel like this shift is requiring quite a lot of like faith on your part, quite a lot of sort of blind trust in the universe and in just things sort of working out for you, or even as, you know, these perspectives are being changed or shaken up, or, you know, you are no longer possibly standing on this like stable ground. There is this push of like you needing to believe that everything will work out for your highest good eventually. Because honestly, like when I look at these three cards here with the beaver, the monkey, and the bee, all of these cards are fairly positive. Like the beaver card is like, this is all about security and just being sort of safe and being, you know, feeling in your element, right? Taking care of things and just sort of, it's that like mundane aspect, but it's that aspect where, you know, we feel stable, we feel secure. And then we also have this like inner child with like not taking things too seriously, and with the bee with like things, you know, producing your efforts, producing something sweet in the end. And so I feel like it's almost like you are being promised that things are going to work out fine, or even though this like shift is happening, and even though these beliefs or convictions that you have are being changed, it's not actually posing any threat to you, even though on the inside you may be feeling a bit unstable, or you may be feeling like, you know, you are starting to see things completely differently than you did before, and there is this massive like inner growth and development and shift within you. So it does seem like there is some sort of old version of you that is being killed off, if I can say it that way, because of the assassin card here. So don't get me wrong, I feel like this shift is definitely a serious one, and it's definitely substantial, but I just don't feel like it's actually shaking things up for you like externally that much. And it seems to be something that is actually very, very beautiful, and it's going to lead you to the things that bring you a lot more joy than you maybe have experienced up to this point. But yeah, it definitely requires some sort of like inner strength on your part to move with the shifts and the changes, and not let them, you know, instill fear in you and instill too much uncertainty. As I said, I feel like this blind faith and trust in the universe is something that you are very much being, that is very much being required of you at this time. So even though you are being challenged, I also feel like you are actually kind of protected at the same time. So yeah, this is some very powerful stuff, pile number 3. I have to say, very powerful stuff. Hopefully, you know, hopefully it's making sense to you. I just saw this eye on the forehead here of the skull, and for some reason I was being reminded of The Matrix. If you've seen the movie, then you know it may make sense to you more than if you haven't. But basically, I actually recommend that you watch it if you haven't seen it. But yeah, it's making me think back on The Matrix. And I haven't watched that movie in ages, but I actually feel like it might describe quite well the energy that I'm feeling here. So it's almost like you are being woken up to a certain sort of truth, or a certain again, understanding, revelation, however you want to call it, you're being woken up to something that you were oblivious to before, or, you know, that the things that you held onto and that you believe to be true are not necessarily true. It may be a harsh awakening, but I feel like ultimately it's for the best and it's for your highest good. And you are actually safe in that process. Okay, let's move on to the tarot portion, because otherwise I'm just going to keep repeating myself. So let's get some more information. If this part resonated for you at all, then make sure to keep on watching, because we are going to be looking at the doubts that are slowing down your progress, the support that you have at this time, or the things that are actually helping you progress further, and then we're going to see what is the best course of action for you at this time. So let's start with the doubts first. What are the doubts that are slowing down pile number 3's progress? Okay, we have Judgment and the 6 of Potions, or the 6 of Cups. Oh, interesting. We have Strength at the bottom here. Let's see. Do I need one more? Okay, let's get one more. Can we get one more card for the doubts for pile number 3? Okay, thank you. And we have the 3 of Potions. Okay, or the 3 of Cups. And the 7 of Needles, or the 7 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Okay, let's move on to what is supporting you, or what is aiding you at this time. Okay, interesting. That flew out upside down. We have the 8 of Needles, or the 8 of Swords. I'm going to show you all the cards once they're out anyway, but let's keep going. Can I get a few more, please, for what is supporting pile number 3? Okay, thank you. We have the 10 of Swords here as well. And the King of Needles is at the bottom. Okay, I feel like that'll do. And finally, what is the best course of action, please, for pile number 3 at this time? What is the best course of action for pile number 3 at this time? What is the best course of action for pile number 3 at this time? Okay, we have the Ace of Candles, or the Ace of Wands. Can I get a few more? A few more, please, for the best course of action for pile number 3. What is the best course of action for pile number 3? Okay. And we have the World. Okay. And the bottom of the deck is the 4 of Potions, or the 4 of Cups, as it is generally, or more as it is usually known. Okay, so starting off with the doubts that are slowing down your progress, we first have the Judgment card. There we go. Next we have the 6 of Potions, or the 6 of Cups. And finally, we have the 3 of Cups. Okay. Okay. So I get the sense that what is slowing your progress down is that there may be some discord between what you truly feel on the inside, what your soul is telling you with this Judgment card, right? Like what is sort of being broken down and what is being shown to you as your actual truth, versus what you have sort of always believed to be true with the 6 of Cups here, which is that like nostalgia and like innocence and that sort of card. So I feel like the things that you have been sort of taught or that have been instilled in you from, you know, when you were a child, when you were still growing up. There has been some like safety there, or something that has made you feel very good, or it has offered you some sort of like emotional support, or almost like this carefree element with the Three of Cups especially. Like, this is a card of enjoying yourself. This is a card of just, you know, feeling carefree, feeling like, you know, you can just be together with the people that you love, and you can really enjoy life and sort of focus on all the things that make you feel good. But at the same time, with the Six of Cups being here, I feel like there is some sort of like, again, it's like it's maybe a bit like outdated, or there could be an element to it that is a bit like immature or naive, and because of that, it's sort of keeping you in a comfortable spot, which is not allowing you to actually develop to the place where, you know, you could actually find some true fulfillment. Because I feel like this is the type of fulfillment, or like emotional satisfaction, that is short term, that is only good in the moment while you are experiencing it, but afterwards it's like you are left with this empty feeling. You know, the best way that I can describe it is like, if you go out on a party with your friends and you let loose and you feel very good about yourself and you are enjoying the whole night, and you are just sort of, let's say that you are maybe drinking a bit more than you should, right? If that's something that you do, then it may feel very, very good in the moment, and you may have a lot of fun as you are doing it, not really, you know, thinking about the next day or the consequences. But then when the next day comes around, you are actually feeling, you know, really depleted, and you don't have that much energy, and your head is pounding, and you feel very hungover, and, you know, you're maybe just like, you know, you're not actually enjoying the whole thing then anymore, you know? Like, that's the best way that I can describe the energy that I'm feeling here. So I feel like whatever these beliefs are that you have held on to for a very long time, they definitely serve their purpose, and they have made you feel, you know, comfortable and safe for a time. But I feel like now they are just simply like stunting your growth, and I feel like the true values, the true beliefs that you have, it's better for those to come to the surface and to sort of come to the forefront, so that you could make decisions based on that, based on what like truly would fulfill you, truly would bring you happiness, like long-term satisfaction and happiness, and take you to your goals, rather than you know, the things that you have always done or always stood for, without really maybe questioning them too much, you know, just because they were safe and they didn't disrupt your life too much, and, you know, they were okay for the time being. So that's really what I feel here, that there is this discord, there is this like slight battle between your truth versus the truth that you have been sort of given. And again, as I said, it might be uncomfortable to look at those things, to start reevaluating some of your decisions or some of your beliefs and some of your choices. But I feel like it needs to happen. And again, I feel like that's where the magic is in as well. So yeah, this is a major like wake up stuff that is happening for you, pile number 3. Oh my goodness, hopefully that came out in a, you know, in an understandable way. because it was quite difficult for me to get the words out. But, you know, hopefully we got there. So next we have the 8 of Swords in reverse. This is what this card looks like upright, but we got it in reverse. And we also have the 10 of Swords, which came out in reverse too. So these two cards are talking about the energy that is actually supporting you or that is aiding you in your journey forward. And so I feel like with both of these cards here, both of these Swords cards, which are actually quite like, this is quite intense energy. When you get the 8 of Swords and you get the 10 of Swords, it's always something that is not easy to endure. There is always an element of like hardship involved or something where you are being challenged and you need to like overcome that challenge. But I feel like this is an energy of liberation, right? Because the 8 of Swords is all about being stuck someplace and feeling like there is no way out. When in truth, there is a way out. It's just not the most comfortable or the most easy option. And when the 10 of Swords comes out, this is like something that is so dead, done, and over with. But when it comes out in reverse, it's almost like it's being, you know, dragged out in a way, or something that is just way, way, way past its due date. And so, yeah, basically what these two cards are saying is that I feel like this push towards like new realizations and new perspectives, as uncomfortable as it is, it's actually setting you free from the things that have just unnecessarily kept you stuck and kept you in an energy that is just way, way, way past its, you know, its time, so to say. So, yeah, I feel like you are actually getting a major release and major relief as well, because this to me feels like painful or just like unfulfilling energy that has stuck with you for a very long time. And it doesn't have to be with you any longer. You don't need to carry it forward anymore. So yeah, this is just a major energy release that I feel here. So this is actually really, really good. This is very positive. I know that it's not comfortable and it's not pleasant, but it's very, very beneficial, definitely. And I mean, I'm not actually surprised to see it as well because of the assassin energy that we got as the central theme. And as I was saying, this does feel rather like serious. It's not easy by any means. It's quite a harsh sort of push that I feel like the universe is giving you. But again, I feel like it's the best thing for you in the long run. And so when we get to the last cards here, which is the Ace of Wands and the World, it's kind of clear that, you know, Spirit is pushing you towards embracing the new and really sort of welcoming this old chapter closing and this new chapter opening, right? Because I feel like there is so much for you to discover and so much for you to experience that, you know, you maybe that you have missed out on it, or that you just haven't been able to see because of, you know, this old perception. And I feel like this is actually going to open up so many new doors for you, and this is going to light up something in you that could lead to some really, really, really amazing things. Because I mean, the World card, as the last card of the major arcana, is definitely a card of success and achievement and like getting to a place where you where you finally feel like you have done something big, like you have achieved something major. And that's that long-term satisfaction that I'm talking about. And I feel like with this inspiration, with the Ace of Wands, this is just sort of allowing life to surprise you and allowing this new form of excitement to come in and lead the way. Because this is just potential, but I feel like it can actually really start to take off when you sort of give it a chance, when you give it space and when you give it attention. And so I feel like the best course of action for you is just to sort of follow what lights you up, what makes you feel good, what interests you, what sort of makes you feel alive again, or what like tickles you in the best way possible. Because this all feels like very stuck, if I'm honest, and it's not a judgment in any way. It just feels like there is not that much movement, and I can see that it's cushy, and I can see that it's nice and it's safe and it's comfortable, but again, as I said, it's not really giving you that sense of satisfaction that you are really looking for. And so welcoming the new, or trying out new things, and saying yes to things that you maybe haven't dared to consider before. And I'm not saying, do something stupid or do something irresponsible or anything like that, but just let life excite you a bit, and put yourself out of your comfort zone and see what happens. Because I do feel like you are actually going to be okay. And I feel like you'll be surprised to see how things could be so much different and yet still so good. I feel like there is almost this like surprise element there, because again, we had the Four of Cups as the underlying energy here too. And this is definitely an energy of like just being too stuck in what you know. And it's interesting that we have this like these three cups here again, and with the fourth one being offered to you that you maybe haven't seen or haven't paid attention to. And again, I feel like there's something with this three cups here that we got here too, that is just not really doing it for you in the long term, right? It's not really filling you up, and it's not giving you the satisfaction that you are actually looking for. So yeah, pile number 3, it's time to open yourself up to new horizons and just letting life sort of surprise you and all of these inner shifts happen, because it's ultimately all for the best. But let's close this reading out with a few oracle cards. So let's see. Oh, okay, that was very quick. Let's see what we have. Okay, the first card out is anxiety isn't trying to limit you, but free you from a situation that no longer feels good. What is your discomfort trying to free you from? Wow, this I feel like is such, sorry if it would focus. This I feel like is such a great card for you right now, because this is exactly what we have been talking about. And I feel like I didn't really necessarily, cover it. I mean, I went over the sword cards as being somewhat harsh and not very pleasant. But I feel like it's a very important thing to mention that, as I said, this is actually helping you, right? So these shifts and changes that are happening are setting you free. But I feel like the way that it is happening, the sort of the discomfort that you are feeling, and the harshness with the assassin energy, right? I feel like it is all there for a reason, and it's actually working in your favor, even if it doesn't, again, feel like it at the time. So yeah, this anxiety, there could definitely be anxiety and sort of, unpleasantness that you're experiencing, but it is happening so that you could get out of a situation that no longer feels good. Yeah, so there you go. That's that liberation energy. Can we get one more? Even though I feel like this card was really perfect, but can we get one more for pile number 3? Thank you. Oh, you got 2. Okay. You got 2. So let's see. What else? We have gratitude is the life force of peace. What are you thankful for? Okay, so yeah, this could be something that really helps with the discomfort and with the harshness of what you are currently experiencing. Reminding yourself of the good things. And we also have rest, renew, recharge. What does your body crave and need right now? So there you go. Just taking care of yourself. Okay, and let's see what the underlying energy is. Sorry, I'm just gonna... Okay, we have great awakening. Walk in your truth. Stand firm in your light. How can you trust yourself more? Okay, this is the perfect card to have as an underlying energy, because I feel like it really, really hits the mark on everything that we have been talking about. Yeah, so this is all about learning to trust yourself more. And again, with this judgment card, right? Learning to listen to your own truth and follow that instead of, you know, what everyone else has told you or what you have been sort of conditioned to believe. But let's get a few more oracle cards to close the reading out. Can we get some last affirmations for pile number 3? What sort of support do they need? Okay. We have fearless expression, which is definitely a good message to get. Yeah, don't hold back, pile 3, because I feel like you are being given some pure gold. Okay. And we got celebrate your wins. Oh, I love this for you. Celebrate your wins. So it's kind of reminding me of this gratitude card as well, to just remind yourself of all of the things that you are blessed with, that you are, you know, that you do have. Again, I feel like with these cards here too, you know, especially, and I mean, okay, the home card as well, right, with the beaver energy, but these cards especially, I feel like are pointing back to the fact that you are actually safe and that you are actually protected, and that there is so much for you to be grateful for. So yeah, I really love that energy for you. And finally, we have fill your cup with sacred giggles. Okay. Yeah, so that's the thing though. I feel like focusing on the good things and focusing on things that make you, as I said, that make you feel alive, right? That light you up with this Ace of Wands. This was your best course of action. Really focusing on those things is going to help you as you are going through this period of transition, or, you know, this inner shift that you are experiencing. So try and find these like places of happiness that really, really speak to you, right, on a deeper level. And finally, the underlying energy that we have is success in transformation. There you go. Again, summing up the reading perfectly, because that's what you are currently going through, this inner transformation. And clearly, again, success is in the cards for you. This is all leading you to a better place. So I absolutely empathize with you, pile number 3. I do understand that it's never easy if we are, you know, when we are being pushed out of our comfort zones and you know, we are being given these like harsh lessons. But again, I feel like this is taking you to some amazing places, and you will be so happy when you come out on the other side and see how much life can actually surprise you when you are living more so in your truth rather than living from your conditioned beliefs, right? So I'm going to leave it there, pile number 3. I hope that it resonated. Please let me know if it did. It would mean so much to me. You can leave me a comment, or you can just give me a thumbs up. That would mean so much to me. And also, please don't forget to subscribe if you would like to see more readings from me. But yeah, that's it. If I don't see you in any of the other piles, please take care of yourselves. And I truly hope to see you very soon in one of my next readings. Bye-bye. Hello, pile number 4. Welcome to your reading. I hope that you are as excited as I am. So you guys chose the This Might Hurt tarot deck, and we will be getting into it in a second. But first, we're going to look at these oracle cards that I have already prepared. So these are going to show us the energy that you're currently dealing with, and we are going to look at the energy that is happening or that you're experiencing inside of you, and we're also going to see what is happening outside of you and what the sort of general theme is of the energy that you are currently experiencing. So hopefully from these messages we can see what we are dealing with, and it will also give you a better understanding of whether this is your pile truly, or whether, you know, maybe another pile would be more suited to your current circumstances. But let's get right into it. Okay, so we're starting off with Dear Spirit and Bring a Gentle Touch, which is this is your first card out. Okay. We also have Swan with Graceful Transformation, Soften Your Heart and Find Your Flow. Okay, so 2 cards of gentility. And we have the Ram and Dahlia with Determination. Okay, interesting. Now, the central energy of your reading is the Aspirant with Ambition, Diligence, and Setbacks. We also have the Wolf and Rosehip with Guardianship. And Flamingo with Unity Heart. You are being called to work on collective healing. And finally, we have Peacock Spirit with Let It Shine. There we go. Okay, so these are the cards that are representing your current energy, and I am just going to take a few moments here to sit with these cards and sit with the energy, and then we will talk about it. So, pile number 4. I get the sense that as the general energy that you are in, you seem to be in a very focused mindset, or in a very ambitious place, as this Aspirant card says as well. I feel like you are very much in a space where you have your eye set on your sort of ultimate destination that you want to get to. Now, it may be something as simple as just wanting to make enough money so that you could afford something nice for yourself that you have always, you know, wanted. So maybe you are like trying to save up for some sort of bigger purchase. Or it could be, you know, like a more of a big picture thing where you could be working your way towards like some sort of promotion at work, or a specific career status, or yeah, it just seems like it's more aspirational in that sense, rather than like a relationship type thing. But again, of course, please take this message as it resonates for you and your specific circumstances. But it just seems like you are very, very focused on achieving a certain goal. Again, as small or big as it as it is for you. And so I feel like on the inside, you are so like laser focused on it because of how much this thing means to you that you are trying to acquire. There seems to be a very deep like emotional involvement in it, or you seem to, I don't know, like almost identify yourself through whatever this thing is that you are trying to achieve. Either way, it seems to have a very important or significant place for you emotionally, and that's really the driving force for you. That's the thing that is pushing you so hard to go after whatever this thing is. But on the outside, it almost seems to come across as like too competitive, or it's almost like I'm getting the sense that you may be neglecting other people in the process. And I know that it maybe sounds a bit harsh, and it's not meant to come across as like, you know, you are like a majorly selfish person or anything like that. I know how it sounds, and it's not meant to be that way at all. But I just feel like on the outside, there may be like a certain lack of like consideration or compassion on your part. That's just like that, and that seems to be purely on like how other people are perceiving you or perceiving your actions. So there is this like standoffish energy, especially with this guardianship. I don't know why, but I am kind of getting the sense that other people around you may be perceiving you as like very, very defensive, and like almost like you are walled off, or like you are not allowing anyone to approach or be a part of whatever this is that you are doing. It just feels, it feels very isolated, this thing that you are doing. It seems very personal, and so I feel like that's why these cards are here as well, with this flamingo and peacock spirit. Like, it's almost like the outside of you, other people could be trying to reach you or trying to, you know, be a part of the process somehow. But I for some reason, I feel like you are so focused on this thing and on your goals and on your vision that, you know, it might just not come across, you know, or yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to say it in the nicest way, but it just feels like you are very set on your own stuff at this moment, and other people may be perceiving it in a bit of a negative light, or as if you are sort of disregarding their emotions and their feelings and their situation, and how they may be trying to like help you or support you in this situation. I don't know, but it seems like there is some isolation for some reason that I feel on your part. But honestly, I'm getting more so from your point of view, or from your side, that it's not that you don't care about other people. It's more so that you just feel at this time that when it comes to acquiring this thing, it's almost like other people would slow you down rather than add something valuable to your process. And so that's possibly why you are sort of putting up some walls, or shutting down people who may be trying to like come to you. Yeah, I don't know. That's really what I'm feeling here. Pile number 4. Hopefully this like resonates for you, and if it does, then if you are recognizing some element of this reading, then make sure to keep on watching, because we're going to be moving on to the tarot portion now to get some more information. Now, we're first going to see what sort of doubts are actually slowing you down, slowing down your process or progress. Then we're going to see what is supporting you, or what is aiding your progress at this time. And finally, we are going to see what is the best course of action for you. So let's start with the doubts. What sort of doubts are slowing down pile number 4's progress? Okay. We have the 7 of Pentacles. Can I get a couple more cards, please? Thank you. Okay, interesting. We have the Ace of Swords, and we have, this is a special card that is in this deck. This is the This Might Hurt Tarot, or This Might Heal. It depends on which way this card comes out. And the way that it came out for you is that this might heal. So, interesting. Okay, let's keep those cards here and see what the underlying energy is. The underlying energy is the Page of Wands. Okay, so let's move on to what is actually helping you. What is aiding your progress? Okay, we have the King of Pentacles here. I'm going to show you the cards afterwards when they're all out. Can I get a few more cards, please, for what is helping pile number 4? What is aiding pile number 4 in their journey? Okay. Oh, interesting. We have the 10 of Pentacles and the 6 of Wands. Okay. Oh, and the Ace of Cups as the underlying energy. Okay. And finally, let's see what is the best course of action for you, pile 4. What is the best course of action for pile number 4? Okay, we have the 2 of Pentacles, and can I get one more? Thank you. The 9 of Cups. Okay. Can I get one more? Thank you. Okay. So I feel like this card came out more so in reverse. It's like on its side, but it feels more like in reverse. So I'm going to take it like so. Okay, and the underlying energy that we have is the 10 of Cups in reverse. Okay, hopefully you saw that. Okay, so let's get started. So the first 3 cards that we have is the 7 of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the This Might Heal card, as we already went over. But these 3 cards are talking about the doubts that are slowing down your progress. And I really feel like the energy here, especially with the 7 of Wands and the Ace of Swords, I feel like you may be expecting these results to sort of come out of your own personal efforts. It's almost like what you believe about, you know, as I said, I got the sense that it's not that you don't like other people, you just may be having this sort of understanding or this belief that other people would just slow you down, that you know best how to approach the situation, and you have this clear vision, which is sort of very evident with this Ace of Swords too, that you have this very clear vision about what you feel like you should do to, you know, reach the destination that you want to reach or get to your goals. And I feel like it's actually sort of working against you in a way, in this situation at least, because I feel like it's sort of slowing down the progress. Again, with the 7 of Pentacles here, it's like you are having to sort of wait for your results, or the process that you are in is not very fast. It's there is an element of needing to have patience for it to come to fruition. And I feel like with both of these cards coming out here, it's sort of telling me that that this belief that you have is tied to you being slowed down by other people sort of being a part of your vision or mission. And I feel like that's not actually the case at all. And it seems to be sort of tied to, with this card, I'm feeling that it seems to be tied to like previous experiences where maybe people have let you down, or where, you know, people have either taken advantage of you, or just where you have had to carry the load for everyone else in a team. And so you have this like painful memory, or this unpleasant memory of collaborating with other people or letting other people in on your process and having it sort of blow up in your face. And so I feel like this is actually a place for you where, you know, you can potentially heal that aspect, or that notion that, you know, you can't trust other people, or you can't rely on other people, because they will just like mess up your process or whatever. And I feel like that's not really the case at all. And if you were to, you know, allow other people to participate, it would actually speed up your road to success a lot more. But it just has to be something that you sort of come to realize yourself, right? Like there's this piece that needs to be made with the painful memory, or with the thing that is sort of instilling in you that it's best to work alone. And the thing that, I mean, it's very interesting. I'm just noticing it. We have this wolf energy here, right? As I was saying, there's this like defensiveness and this like this energy that I was feeling where you were maybe shutting people out. And I just noticed that we have a wolf on this card too. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. There's a wolf on this card, and the way that it came out, like she is hugging the wolf, right? Like they have made up. They are in peace. And so again, I feel like this is this energy of like embracing this soul spot, or embracing this like defensiveness and making peace with it. And as I said, I feel like it's stemming from this like old experiences that you have, you know, where you have experienced like letdown or disappointment, right? From other people. I mean, even this card says setbacks. So if it would focus. So yeah, I just feel like this is actually a very crucial point for you, or it's something that could be completely like rewritten if you were to open up to this possibility that there could be like positive collaborations as well that actually help you along, or take you further than where you would be able to get to on your own. Now we also have these three cards here, which are talking about the support that is actually available to you, that is there to help you further. We have the King of Pentacles, which is interesting that I feel like there is a ram here again. So we are actually having like repeats of the animals showing up in the tarot. I don't think that has happened in any of the other piles, so this is actually quite cool. Yeah, I'm loving this. So we have the King of Pentacles as the first card out. We also have the 10 of Pentacles, and finally the 6 of Wands as well. So yeah, these are representing the energy that is actually helping you. So I'm kind of seeing it in two distinct ways. So the first way that I'm seeing this is that you actually have a lot of like, there is a lot of support around you, which you could actually tap into. That would be very, very beneficial, and they have a lot of value to give. So especially with like, if we combine the 10 of the 10 of coins with the king of coins, it could be that this king is like a person who is around you, who is close to you, or someone, you know, that you actually look up to or admire. So it could be a person around you who actually has a lot to offer you and who would be a very good asset to include in your plans, right? And the Six of Wands, this would be something that, you know, would lead to success. But another way that I'm seeing this is that this King of Pentacles, this could also represent your own energy. And with both of these cards here, this is telling me that you actually have a lot of like experience and a lot of valuable assets yourself that that are helping you along, that are helping you to where you want to get to. So there is definitely a lot of skill sets that you have, a lot of talent that you can use. And also I feel like there is a lot of confidence too with the Six of Wands that is actually helping you to sort of get further, because it seems like you truly do believe in yourself and you back yourself, and it almost gives me the feeling that you are like your own biggest cheerleader, where you have this belief that you can achieve anything that you want. And it's almost like, again, it's the sense of like, I don't need anyone to help me out. Like, I've got this, I can do whatever I want to do and whatever I set my mind to. And it's actually great that you have that sort of self-belief or self-trust, because it's definitely a driving force. But at the same time, I also feel like you may be overlooking some valuable assets that are also around you that would, again, as I said, help you get to where you want to go a lot quicker, right? So yeah, there are sort of two messages here that I'm feeling. But more strongly, I do feel like the confidence that you have in yourself is actually a very, very positive thing that is helping you out a lot. And finally, we have the best course of action for you. We have the Two of Pentacles as the first card out. We have the Nine of Cups. Sorry, it's like they're very reflective, so it's not the best to show these cards. And finally, we have the Four of Pentacles, which came out in reverse. So with the Two of Pentacles, there is always an element of like needing to juggle something or needing to compromise between two things, because both have a certain value to offer. And now, I mean, a lot of the times the Two of Pentacles can be interpreted as like needing to make a decision or needing to prioritize one over the other. But in this instance, I'm not actually feeling that sense of like prioritizing anything. I just feel like you need to find a balance between the two things. And the two things are the Nine of Cups and the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So the Nine of Cups is clearly talking about, again, this ambition, this vision that you have for yourself, the thing that you want to achieve, right? The thing that like you care about, and the thing that is that you are striving towards to hopefully give you that sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. But also with the Four of Pentacles coming out in reverse, this is reminding you to like not close yourself off completely and sort of allow other people to come in and take part in whatever it is that you are doing. Because I feel like being too like closed off, again, it's like you are going to be missing out on certain elements that would actually bring you a lot more fulfillment and satisfaction. And I'm feeling it mainly because of this Ten of Cups that came out in reverse at the bottom here. The Ten of Cups normally is one of the best cards to get in tarot because it's just like, it's pure fulfillment and it's pure emotional satisfaction. And it's like sharing that sense of happiness and joy for life with someone, feeling that sense of completion, right? But if it's coming out in reverse, it just feels like that sort of full satisfaction is lacking, or that there is something missing from that wholesome picture, right? And behind that we have the Chariot. So yeah, I feel like even though there is success on the cards for you, even though there is like some sort of achievement that you are clearly moving towards, I just feel like it would be even better if you were to allow other people to take part in that. And through that, I feel like there could be a very important thing within you that that you could heal as well as in the process, right? Or this like sense of disappointment or not really trusting other people. So yeah, those are the messages that came out for you. But before we close the reading, let's get some oracle card messages for you as well. So can we get some oracle cards for pile 4? Okay, we have, you can make it through. Your higher self is always guiding you. What wisdom does your higher self have for you? There you go. So clearly there is some information that is trying to come through, and it really, you know, the best way for that to happen is when you open yourself up, you know, that, because again, I feel like there is this massive like laser focus that is going on here, and it's not a bad thing. It's just maybe sort of shutting you off for or towards like, you know, any assistance. And that assistance may also come in the form of, you know, like having some sort of revelations or eureka moments that come from your higher self or your spiritual team, or, you know, that type of thing. Okay. We also have, oneness is the way. How can you show more compassion and acceptance toward those you don't understand? Yeah, so this card has already come out again as well in like previous piles, but I do feel like it is definitely a very good card for you in this reading as well. Again, bringing us back to that element of like compassion. And let's see if we can get one last card though. Can we get one last message for pile number 4, please? Oh, okay, wow, this is a very popular card, it seems like, because this is the 3rd time that this card has come out. We have, you can radically change your results by shifting your beliefs. What belief is limiting you? Yeah, so definitely this is that, you know, this is the belief that we were talking about, right? Where you feel like people are holding you back and you need to do everything by yourself. So I feel like these messages are quite on the nose here. And the underlying energy we have is trust your faith, dive into the unfolding journey. What is your faith asking of you? There we go. What is your faith asking of you? Okay, and let's close the reading out with some affirmations as well. So what support does pile 4 need? What sort of last messages of support does pile 4 need? Thank you. Oh, we got exactly 3, I think. Yeah. Okay, that's perfect. So we have the spark of hustle. Wow, okay. That's pretty great, because yeah, you are definitely, it seems to me that you are definitely in this hustling energy, right? You are very driven, and it's clearly something that is putting the fire in your belly. So this is great. Okay. We also have you are light. So there you go. Again, if it would focus, that would be great. There we go. Yeah, so clearly there is a lot of traits to you that are very, very special, and that have the potential to take you very, very far. So I'm not surprised to see this here. And finally we have, what do you really want? Okay, so this kind of reminds me of the, hopefully you can see it okay. This kind of reminds me of the this 10 of Cups energy in reverse, right? Taking me back to that sense of like full satisfaction and truly getting that sense of, okay, I've made it. I truly feel this sense of enjoyment and love, and I'm just so full of like gratitude and emotion, and that's the thing that I feel like may be sort of missing for you if you try to just sort of push through everything and get to your end result or your ambitious goal all by yourself, right? And it may even be that when you really like think about it, without someone else being present in your sort of ultimate destination or vision, it may lack a certain element, or it may not actually even be what you truly want. It's just something for you to consider. So I feel like this is a very, very important question to ask yourself. What do you really want? And finally, the good kind is what we have at the bottom. So I definitely feel like there is success that is sort of written for you. So, sorry, the camera stopped recording. So yeah, there was a little bit of a pause, but basically we are almost done here anyway. So this is just to sort of pull everything together in a more cohesive message here. So yeah, all in all, pile 4, I feel like you are actually in a very good spot, and you have a lot working out for you to take you where you want to go. And again, it seems like you are going to be sort of seeing the results that you are after. You're going to be achieving the goals that you have set for yourself. But just again, there are some certain aspects for you that could potentially help you, or even take you further along, or take you to a place that would bring you a lot more satisfaction than what you can imagine for yourself at this time. So something for you to consider, okay? Just food for thought. That's all that we're doing here. But hopefully it did give you something useful and something that spoke to you. I truly hope that. And if that's the case, please don't forget to give me a little thumbs up, or you can leave me a comment down in the comment section as well, letting me know that this reading resonated for you. It would mean so much to me. And also please don't forget to subscribe so that I would know that you want to see more readings from me. That's it. So if I don't see you in any of the other piles, please take care of yourself, and I hope to see you very soon in one of my next readings. Take care. Bye-bye.